Hello, my name is Kevin Barron and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this video is about my visit to Vintage Guru in Northampton. It's right in the town centre. It's a good place to go, especially if you're looking for second-hand clothes. But yeah, I'm there to scrape through all the glass and see what they've got, see if there's any bargains. I go there whenever I go into town. I usually have a little run around and just make sure there's no bargains lurking on the shelves somewhere, and I do buy from there from time to time. And yeah, so hardly any old fogey glass. This is going to be part one. I think there's going to be 3 parts. Yeah, and it's quite an exploration because obviously I'm trying to learn about newer glass, so it's nearly all 20th century, so I'm poking around and trying to figure out what's what quite often. And yeah, you're going to see some of that in this video. So with that said, let's get on with the video. So I'm here on a relatively miserable day in Northampton, outside Vintage Guru here. Yeah, it's really close to the town centre. If I turn around, you can see that tower there. That's the town hall, or the guild hall. So anyway, I haven't even been in yet. They know I'm coming, so yeah, let's get on with the film. So this is what Vintage Guru's like. Yep, this is upstairs. It's actually, I've come in a little bit before opening, so I've got a bit of a chance to film up here before anybody comes in. And I'm going to start by looking at some paperweights and see if any of them are labelled. Caithness, is it labelled? Yeah, it's marked underneath it. You can just see it. You can see it flashing under the Sirocco. Never seen that one before. Caithness Moondrop. Not seen that one before. What's this one here? Caithness Limelight. That's nice. I'm going to try and look all these up, and then obviously you got your classic Medina. So this is a funny business. So I thought I would look each of those Caithness paperweights up, and it's a great example in seeing whether something is common or rare or unfindable. So I typed in Caithness Moondrop, and I got a bunch of these moondrop shaped you can see when you're doing these searches it fades out, but I got a whole bunch of them anyway, so yeah, and it just fades out into being something else. Okay, so that's Moondrop. There's quite a few of them around online. If you do the search, then I did Sirocco, and you get this little row here, and then it quickly drops out to being yachts and cars and stuff like that, and hotels and whatever, and not very many paperweights. So I did Caithness Limelight, and in actual fact there's no sign of a paperweight here that matches what we were looking at. So I can only expect that the hang on, what's this here? Yeah, none of those are the ones that we were looking at. So yeah, looks like the Limelight one is very uncommon. So this is interesting. It's just got it down as yellow vase, I think. Now you see vases like this and they have a label on them, the fake Murano ones that are made in Italy, but I've been told that some of them are actually, I think, German or it's Spanish recycled glass, and you can tell by the colour of the glass. And you can see down here this glass looks a little greenish, so I think this is not an Italian one. So I was burbling on there a bit, and I thought I'd better explain myself. So there's a lot of glass that's out there with a label on it that has Murano in big words, but around it has the words made in Italian though, made with the techniques of the masters of Murano, then the Murano in big words. I'll show you the kind of thing I'm talking about. So there's this white milky vase here, and there's the label. Yeah, so this says something along the lines of made with the techniques of the masters of Murano, made in Italy, but it's saying it's made with the techniques. It's not saying it's made in Murano. So it's made in Italy, but not in Murano. Okay, and a lot of them are this kind of milky texture. I think you can see it better in there. You can see this kind of milky texture. Some of them have got like tooling marks where it's been pulled in different directions, but this is it in general. I'll show you. This is a picture of some of it here. There's quite a lot of different styles, but the white ones, although there's not much of it here, I've not done this yet, there's a lot of white ones. There's one there. Yeah, anyway, so I know that some of it, if it looks like the glass, is not great quality, because this, although the making is not fantastic quality with this, the glass is always new glass. I knew that there was a recycled glass maker, and in fact I couldn't remember if it was Spanish or German. It's Spanish, and in actual fact, so I did some searching and I found two. So this is the first one I found, Albi, recycled glass, made in Spain. It's very white. If I push through on this, but anyway, we've got the label, but that's not what we're looking at. I found this one, and there's a few of these, and this one is Eco Glass, and this is the same color, and it's got that, you can see that greenish tint in the glass that I was talking about. You can see it there, look where they got the label. See this greenish tint. Back when I did the search for this, there's other pieces that are like this, and I think the glass that we're looking at is Eco Glass, made in Spain, and it's actually made out of recycled glass. I think they've been around a while, but I don't know how old they are really. I think they might even still be going. I didn't look that up. Let me stop a second. So I have some good news, and I have some good news in that Eco Glassworks is still running, making glass out of recycled, or glass products out of recycled glass. I have been through all of their website, and so the other good news is that they no longer make those milky style vases. So I've looked at a few hundred items. I didn't see them, which means they're not going to be brand new. They are going to be, you know, I suspect they're something like anywhere between 10 to 30 years old. But anyway, not brand new, so at least that's something. Yeah, and these people are still making recycled glass products today, and some of it is quite stylish. A lot of it's not super quality, but there are some better bits in there. So yeah, interesting company. I think we've got another Medina paperweight here. It's got a funny little mark, spiral mark, and it's got like bubble. It's a bit different than usual. Is it marked at all? I think it's, I can see a little bit of a mark. I think it's underneath there, but I think that is Medina. Yeah, I don't recognise. Let's see if this is marked. Oh, I think this is Medina as well. I think that mark on, I think that says Medina as well. So, yeah. Yep, we're at a proper place. Medina Seahorse. So, yeah, there we go. And down here, look at these. I think these might be Ravenhead. They look like a pattern I saw last year. I don't, maybe not. but they're Ravenhead or Dima or somebody like that, probably from the 60s or 70s. Because I'm an extremely sad person, I knew I'd seen some Ravenhead wheat sheaf glasses last July when I was filming in Vintique, because they were in a nice box. Yeah, so and because I knew that, I went straight to the bit of film, because I even knew whereabouts in the shop they were in my head, but I couldn't remember exactly what. I knew those designs weren't quite the same, and the answer is they are not the same. You can see it here. I thought maybe if it translated into gold it might be this, but it is not. So no, maybe it's not Ravenhead, it's just a different design. And I was feeling like, yeah, it doesn't feel like this is much more stylish than what we were looking at there. Yeah, I don't think same period, but I don't think the design was as good. Didn't feel as strong, and yeah, so maybe it's not Ravenhead, maybe it's Dima or Nazing or something like that. Designs from the 50s and 60s. Just beside me here is a candlestick. I think this is I might be wrong, but I think this is Nachmann. It's German, so we can try and look that up. It won't be in a catalogue, I don't think. I think it'll be a modern thing. So anyway, let's have a look. Try and look that one up. Chance Brothers handkerchief vase, got a nice sharp edge. I think this is them, but I can double check. So that would be from the 60s or 70s. I think they were making them into the 80s, I'm not certain, but yeah, but that's where the design will be from. So I went to my books and I couldn't find an exact match for that handkerchief bowl. Now, when I was looking at it, kind of, how can I say this? It smelt like a Chance Brothers one. There was some, the cut edge, the way it was made felt like, yeah, I think this is Chance Brothers. Now, this is the one it's closest to. The colour doesn't matter, but the fact is that this is two colours. It's white and green. And that one was just one. It was just purple on clear. And I was like, is that right? Is that right? So what I did was I did a quick Google. When I Googled, I found this one. Okay. Now this is saying it's Chance Brothers, and it says the pattern is called Corton. But yeah, it's Etsy. I don't trust it, as far as I could spit, really, because quite often Etsy's wrong. So I went back and looked at my books, and what I did look at was, look at the shape. You see, you've got this point, and then you've got a double loop, and then back to the other point. And that's the same all the way around. So you've got 4 points, and then these W shapes. So I went back to my book. Back in my book, yeah, got this W shape and 4 points. In fact, they've all got it. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. Nearly forgot to say that. So yeah, that looks like it is. So what about the one, I know it's the same colour and everything, what about the one I was looking at? So let's go back to that. So a quick freeze frame here, 4 points and like a W. So this one is Chance Brothers, even if the exact colour is not in the book. And from my Googling, this is a less, so if you're collecting these, this is a less common one. They don't know what it is here. They just call it vintage handkerchief vase. I can't even remember how much it was. But anyway, there you go. It is Chance Brothers. Like I felt like it was, but then couldn't find it in the book. And then I found, anyway, there's the story. I think they were making them into the 80s. I'm not certain, but yeah. But this is nice. Now, this stopper doesn't look like, that looks like a Stuart Crystal stopper. But this, yeah, This is a bit better. It looks like it's back around, or you know, it's. I think that's a carafe. I'm not certain. I'm gonna stop filming and stick my finger in it and see if I can feel if it's fitted. So I think maybe it is a decanter, but that stopper's got a little wobble on it. So such a yeah. It looks very 19th century, but possibly not English. So you might be asking yourself, what's he babbling on about, saying the stopper looks like it's Stuart Crystal? You have to remember, this is the Love Decanters channel. So this is my website, the Love Decanters website, and this is the Stuart Crystal page. Yeah, and this decanter here. Now, let's have a look at this. Look at this. And also look how long this stopper peg is down here. Yeah, this is all good. And then if we flip back to here, look how long the stopper peg is. This is like this. Is to my eyes anyway. So yeah, that's why I was saying I thought it was a Stuart Crystal stopper. Just so you know, yeah, this is a vintage place. Yeah, there are quite a lot of clothes here. And this is looking at it from the other end, and also it goes down there and it goes downstairs. Just heading out downstairs, and on the way down, so this, I think it's Dozzle or somebody, I think it is. My brain might be failing me, but I think it is. And we've got some baby sham that's with yellow ones. I think these are from the 70s then, with that colour, but I will double check. So I'm starting with the 20th Century Glass website here, and yeah, so these, they are Stossel. It's nothing exactly, but you can see this double blibby. These all have this, can you see? I think this bowl might be like the one we were looking at. Yeah, it looks very similar. You can see it's different colour, but it's got this double blob. Yep, so Stossel, 1930s. They've even got the pattern number. Yeah, and I don't have this book, Glow Union Art, before the. Yeah, I think it's quite. I think I did try to look at it, and it's not cheap, so I don't have it. But that's that, and then we'll go back to the baby sham glasses. Yay! The Life of Dee. It's a blog from 2015, and this is still here, which is nice. This is a nice little blog, and she's going through the years. So you've got the 1950s with the white ones, 1960s with the brown ones, and if you notice the legs change, this is just like got the legs together, and they've got them kind of splayed out. And then the 1970s is the yellow ones with the knees bent. So yep, that's what we were looking at, and I did actually manage to get it right this time. So there you go. Got a few bits here. These are very 1950s or 60s. That, I think it's powdered glass. They coloured powdered glass they put on these, I found out. And then the gold rim. I got 5. They're probably 60s or 70s as well. And then down here, yes. So this looks like a Murano duck. I think it is, and if it is, I think that's a very good price. I will try and find it. The eye is very distinctive. It's kind of, see, it's just pressed in, but I've seen that, and some Murano makers do that. So reasonably weighty, but yeah, we'll try and find that one. So after looking at a million glass ducks, I'm here on 20th Century Glass. I was looking for something with the same features as the, I think it was a goose, but anyway, I found a duck which is got the same things about it. So let's start with the head. There you go. So you got your pressed in eye, the same with it. The beak had this little bit here and it kind of goes underneath like this. So yeah, this beak is perfect. We've got the squidgy eye. So, well, not squidge, but it's just like a little circle that's been pressed into the glass in the same way. So that's good. I've seen lots of different eyes, and some of them are like this, a lot of them are not. So it's actually not a common feature. And then the other thing about it was the foot, which wasn't really a foot. It was like a disc with these little blibbles on it like this. So it had those, and nearly all of them have a foot, okay? But ours didn't. It had something, a little stand like this. You can see it upside down with the rings in it and everything. So this is a little pressed out piece of glass that they've just chunked onto the bottom of it. Now, he doesn't know who this is by. Now, I've seen others with labels on with this eye and this kind of beak and everything. They were on Facebook, so yeah, I'm not going to re-find those. But anyway, he's content that it's Murano. I'm pretty content that it's Murano. But what I don't get is a maker. So Somerso technique is the same. But yeah, bit disappointing. I'm pretty certain it's Murano. He's found one with the same features and he's saying it's Murano. So without finding one exactly the same or in a book or with a patent number or anything like that, you can't be 100%, but I'm as happy as I can be. While it's quiet, look at this. This is what it's like. It's like a little rabbit warren. You can go down here, go down here, go down there, more rooms down there, and more rooms back here, around there. This basket here looks kind of Murano-ish, not Romanian-like, but not Romanian-like. The shape's a bit wrong. There's no blue. This is a bit weird here. These little, not weird, but different. So it has a sort of matte kind of base. There's no, yeah, that's not like a Murano. I mean, a Romanian. I keep saying Murano. Romanian one. I think this might be Chinese. Yeah. So I thought I'd explain myself a bit here. So I didn't find a basket like the one we're looking at, but I found this little handbag by Vincenza with the label on, okay? Vincenza, I think it says something like handmade collectibles or something like that. It's Chinese glass. I think it was on sale. Someone told me they were buying it at TK Maxx about 10-15 years ago or something. So yeah, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. It's Chinese glass, and they make a lot of art glass, but the problem with it is that there's no real provenance or history behind it. So yeah, it is what it is. Now you can see that it has these same big clear blobbies around the bottoms of the handles, and I was talking about the Romanian ones, and it just so happens I found some on 20th century glass. This is a Romanian one with the label on it, okay, and it says Romania, which means it's pre-1975, okay, which means this was made in a factory that's now defunct, a communist factory that was importing glass into Europe, okay. And if you look at the way the handles are attached, let me see, is there a good picture? Yeah, there's no blump of glass on the bottom of these, so it's a bit like one of these. I think looks wise, there's not a lot to go by, but this has got a bit of history behind it because yeah, it was made during the Cold War and imported into Europe by a big Romanian glass factory that died when everything opened up to the west. But anyway, I'm pretty certain the little basket is Chinese, especially the way the base is underneath. A lot of Chinese glass has that frosted base underneath. Not all of it. I've seen some Polish glass like that as well, but I think that's a bit more, has a different texture, a bit more matted than that was. Oh, yeah. These are Chance Brothers swirl pattern. Not seen these little coasters and that before. And down here, look at this. This bottle with this white lip. I think this is Kripska. So yeah, I can try and find that in the catalogues. There's not much else here that's exciting me though. So can I find an exact match? No, of course not. So we're looking at two catalogues here downloaded from the Czech Glass Guide. And yeah, so this is the colourway we were looking at here. So with this white edge and then a reddish colour and then a hint of green underneath. So bowl-wise, this is the nearest from 1977. That's where this page is from. And then we've got this one here from 1999. So, and I think that is the bowl with the four little, it's like a cigarette bowl, but it's a little bit taller. But anyway, with the four corners. So I think that's the bowl. That's the colours. We have a huge gap in the middle. I've got a couple of bits of catalogue in the middle of that, but they're not in that. But this colourway is not in 1999. This shape is not in here. So somewhere in the middle of that shape was made, and this colour, that shape was made before this colour disappeared. So if you're guessing, you would say the 1980s maybe. So anyway, I'm very happy that it's Kripska because we've got the exact shape and we've got the exact colour, which is quite an unusual look. So before I did walk away, I just spotted this here saying no. It says it's white friars, but it's not though. There's too many ribs, and yeah, I've had a really lovely green one of these before. Never did figure it out. Nobody knows. I think there's several makers. Some people say Scandinavian, some people say Czech. So yeah. Anybody knows who makes these vases with a lot of ribs on? I would like to know. So there we go. Well, apart from that last bit of video where I was showing you something and I was talking about ribs on that glass, I pulled out this. This is a White Friars, what's the number? 9380, yes. And this has got this same optical moulding that we were looking at. Yeah, you can feel the flat planes. On the outside it's relatively smooth, and on the inside it wibbles in and out, and you get this effect. And these are the ribs I was talking about. Now on this bowl, they're relatively close together. But on the vases, you get about the same number of ribs, but obviously it's about this tall, so you get like about 3 or 4 ribs on a tall vase, whereas that had about 10 or more. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. So the White Friars ones, the ribs are quite far apart. Also, I think Home Guard do them as well, with the ribs quite far apart. And Orifice do them with the ribs quite far apart as well, but they also do some with them close together, but not, that's just straight cylinder vase. So yeah, I don't know who made it. I think it's probably Scandinavian, because a lot of Scandinavian, and if Orifice were doing those kinds of ribs in the 1920s and loads of people followed through and copied what Orifice was doing, then there's a chance that it probably is Scandinavian. But which one? And there were dozens and dozens of Swedish factories, as well as all the Norwegian ones and Danish ones and Finnish ones, etc, etc. So yeah, it's what it is. Anyway, with that inconclusive end, All of the references I've used will be in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe because it helps my channel, gets it out to more people. YouTube is more likely to promote my channel if I get more likes. At least if you're not going to subscribe, or if you're already subscribed, please like, because then YouTube knows people like it. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I will be making more. Thank you. Good night.